Welcome to the woods. Right, I'm going to have a little chat about disengagement and disengaging from a system. Now, at the moment, most of us live within a system that isn't really put together for our benefit. It's not friendly to us. It's put together for the benefit of the oligarchs and elites, the rich, the super rich. We're kind of secondary. But what's coming? What's on the horizon with the fourth industrial revolution is even worse. Let me explain this. The advancements in technology and mechanicalization have been in place for a while, but held back until the whole system was able to link up. And now with the advancements and with 5G, they can all be done. Now, this isn't me saying this. This is governments, Economic Monetary Forum, who are pushing hard for this. They're saying around 50% of employment is going to be affected. I think it's more like 80, to be honest. And I've heard talk of even higher, but let's stick with their figures of 50%. 50% of employment gone, replaced with technology. So what sort of employment? Well, drivers, gone. Manufacturing, factory work, gone. Construction. Some of you would have seen the podcast I did with Morgos Review where he showed a house being 3D printed on site. Well, this technology is already here. And don't think for 1 minute that these corporations will be keeping workers on out of the kindness of their heart. Now they're able to do this stuff, they're going to do it. So we're going to be left in a position where at least 50% of everyone watching this is going to be unemployed, which doesn't bode well for a government because they get their money from you through taxation. So without being able to tax you, how do they pay for anything? Well, they're not going to be able to. So it's going to be the large corporations which are funding the universal basic income that you're going to be living on. And there's going to be strict rules on what you have to do and when you have to do it in order for you to get that. And that's going to be enough for you to survive on. Again, they're not going to give you any extra. They're not your best friend. It's going to be survival income for nearly all of us. And that system is something that you can't change. At the moment, we have no power. And without power, you can't change a system. And there's no point being a Luddite. This advance in technology is going to happen. So you need to get your own house in order. You need to look at what it is you need. You need a home, you need food, you need shelter, you need heat. And you need to find ways that you can provide that for you and your family with as little integration with the system as possible. Or you're going to have to do everything they say. You're going to have to live where they tell you. You're going to have to buy what they tell you. when they tell you, how much they tell you, what you eat, what you drink, where you go, when you go there, who you see, in order to survive. So you need to start looking at ways you can earn your money outside of the jobs that are going to disappear. And that might sound difficult, but there's things you can do. Look at niche markets. Look at small groups you can market to. Look at anything you can make a bit of money at, not dependent on a large corporation. And look at ways you can disengage. Now, I don't suggest you all go off grid like me, but I've limited the amount I have to spend out. So I've got no rent and no mortgage. I've got no electricity bill, which makes life a little easier. I've got enough land that I can actually grow some food. I can actually keep animals, which provide more food. Start looking at what you can do in your garden. Can you grow food? If you can, start. Can you keep a couple of chickens? Well, if you can, do it. Do you know what? Eggs are good. Look at renewable energy sources. So instead of getting all of your power from the electricity board, look at investing in a few solar panels. If the lights go out, you'll be the only one in the street with electricity. And when times are hard, you'll still have power without spending more money. Look at everything you can do now to pull away from the system. Otherwise, you're going to be left with no choice but to do exactly what they say in order to survive. We can't change the system at the moment. But if enough people disengage, if there's enough people that aren't so reliant on the system, that gives us power. Then we don't have to obey everything they say. Because it's very difficult to push back against something when they're the people providing you with your everyday needs. So you need to start not looking at how you can change a system or how you can win elections, but how you can get your own house in order so that in the end you're not reliant on it. I hope that makes a little bit of sense. 50% of employment. What do you do when it's your job that's gone? Just take the handout and therefore obey the rules? All the rules? Where do you draw the line? When they tell you that you still can't travel more than 10 miles. When they start telling you where you have to live, what you can eat, when you can go out. They've had a little test run. What if they tell you it's forever? Disengage as much as you can. That doesn't mean you can't work. That doesn't mean you can't earn money. Doesn't mean you can't pop down the shops and buy what you want. What it does mean is you've got the basics, the necessities covered as much as you can. Anyway, you lot, I'll speak later.